Now in this particular subtask of the JSON CSV converter project, we are going to be converting the file from CSV to JSON. That is, we're going to take CSV file as an input and give out JSON file as an output. Now whatever subtasks or functions we had before this, whatever code we wrote before, we are going to integrate it together and write it all at once. And along with that, we're going to define the CSV to JSON function in this particular subtask. So let's look at the objectives for this particular subtask. We should implement the CSV to JSON function, and we're going to handle the user input. We're going to ask the user to give input CSV file path and where they want the output JSON file path to be. And we're going to remove white space from both of them because we want our input normalized without any white spaces with them. And then with the existing functions which we created before, that is read CSV, read JSON, write CSV, write JSON. So we are simply going to call these functions. Let's say in this case, first we are doing CSV to JSON, so we'll be calling the read CSV function, and then after that we're going to call the write JSON function. And we need to handle error at every step over here. And if we are successfully able to convert from CSV to JSON, we should print out a success message. Here we have our expected output. Now in this function, CSV to JSON, first we're going to ask the user to give input file path for CSV file and JSON file. And as I told previously, dot strip is going to remove any kind of white spaces which might be trailing or leading the input given by the user, so that we can normalize all the input we receive. Now we're going to store the list of dictionaries we get by reading the CSV file in the data variable. So we are calling the read CSV file over here, and we're storing the output of that in the data variable. And over here we're checking whether or not the data variable is empty, that is whether or not the CSV is empty. So if data exists, then we're going to run another if condition where we're going to write if write JSON file.data. If you recall, in the write JSON function, if we were able to run it successfully, we would return true, and if we got an error, we would return false. So as I told in the previous subtasks, this if condition means if this particular function returns true, and if and only if it returns true, we're going to print out successfully converted CSV file to JSON file. And in case if this returns false, we will not be running this code. So why have we given F over here? The F over here stands for format. It is used to tell Python that whatever is present in the curly braces should be evaluated at runtime. So it basically makes it easier to format strings by giving the actual variable value. So let's just run this code once. So let me give convert CSV to JSON, and let me give the names given over here. So we've gotten a success message. Therefore our code has worked properly. Right now, let's say I change the output.json to something else. Let's say I give convert CSV to JSON. I take input.csv and then I give abc.json. So it has given that we have successfully converted, but over here it's not reflecting because we are running this in online IDE. So if you run this locally on your laptop, then you can see the difference. Let's just submit this code to check we have passed all test cases. So we have passed both the test cases. Let's move on to the final subtask.